Hey YouTube, Dawson Ryder here with a little bit of Power Rangers Dino Fury toy news. So thanks to Larzing, I think I'm pronouncing it right, on Twitter yesterday, who posted some leaked pictures of some upcoming Dino Fury figures of the Gold Ranger and Void Knight, which is funny because we're seeing these before we've seen a hint of black and green, which I'm sure are on the way at some point. But we got these photos of them, and they might be prototypes. I think they mostly look pretty solid mold-wise. There's definitely some interesting things about them, like gold is missing the slight outline here of the white on the chest. That doesn't really bother me so much though. Like, if that's the final product, it's whatever. If this was the Lightning Collection, then maybe it would be a little bit more annoying, but this is the basic line. It does seem like he has a Morpher on his wrist though, which is kind of weird. So, like, maybe they're just doing that to save money and just reusing the mold, because in the show, Gold doesn't have that because he is Morpher, he's the blaster. Some people mention like, oh, maybe they're gonna do an original Morpher situation for him, which isn't impossible. It would just be kind of weird to explain because of the footage if they use it. Again, this is another reason why using someone else's footage is kind of stupid, because then you could do that if you wanted to. But regardless, it just doesn't seem to me like that might be the case, but you never know. But regardless, he does have a regular Morpher on there, which is kind of strange. And he does have his key, which looks, you know, fine like the normal keys, and his little weapons, which are just kind of in gold plastic and whatnot. But I think it looks like a solid base. I'm just hoping it is prototype and it might be cleaned up a little bit. And then we have Void Knight, which might be the one I'm most excited for about Dino Fury toy line, period, because I love the suit, and I like Geysorg and whatnot. And it looked a little bit plain to me, and my first thought was, oh, it is missing a lot of paint. But then I realized it's not so much about it missing paint, it's that this, because I looked at a picture then of Geysorg / Void Knight, and it's just that they use that cheap gray plastic for the silver, and that always makes it look cheaper and less detailed, even if it's not, which is kind of unfortunate. You know, that almost bothers me more sometimes than missing paint details, like, oh, it's missing the stripe here, is that how bad that gray plastic looks. And like on the main Ranger figures, they have like kind of a nice shiny silver on their chests, but then their arms are kind of the boring gray. So it would be kind of nice if it was a little bit pumped up of a silver. If this is more of a prototype, it would be nice to have that look a little bit better in the future. And he's probably looks like he's going to have the limited villain articulation, which is kind of to be expected. It kind of sucks for characters like Void Knight and Blaze, who are sort of Ranger-esque and like cooler than your average nobody monster of the week, that they don't get normal articulation. But I think the mold looks pretty decent. I'm not like hugely asking for a lot. I'm not like, oh my god, they owe us fans to do this thing. But it's more like, I hope they do clean it up a little bit for both of them. But I think there's potential for us to get Lightning Collection of these in the future, especially these two are ones that are at the top of my list from Dino Fury. So it's not that big of a deal on the cheaper budget line, especially if we get a pretty good looking Lightning Collection one down the line for both of these guys. And again, it's kind of interesting we're seeing these before we're getting green and black and whatnot. I still think Void Knight should have been in Wave 1, because they did the Core 3 blue, red, and pink Rangers, and then Boom Tower, but if they were saving green and black because they appeared later, the first wave should have been pink, red, and blue, Void Knight, since that's the beginning of the show, and then the next wave should have been Boom Tower and green and black. But that's none of my business. What do you guys think of this first look at these figures? Let me know in the comments as always. Until next time, like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you can get notifications for my videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out.